Hi, this is Felix Rosado. Welcome to the Felix Rosado podcast, where I give you my 2 cents on all things about dogs, such as the latest training, tips on health, nutrition, and beyond. For additional content, watch us on YouTube under Dog Train Beyond. If you need help right away, find us at www.dtbeyond.com. That is www.dtbeyond.com. Okay, guys. This is it. This is it. Alright? I'm real excited to be with you guys today. If I happen to be looking on the side like I am, it's because my monitor's on the side. So I will address you, but as you see, I'm talking to you right now, but it's more comfortable for me to look to the side. So don't mind that. Anyway, going to what we're going to be talking about today. And once again, as you might have, if you'll know by now, if you missed it, you shouldn't have missed it. This is the Felix Rosado podcast, where I give my 2 cents on dogs and everything related to dogs. So, where do we start? Well, right now, it's December 14th. Actually, it's nighttime right now. I'm doing this, I'm doing this a little late, so it's going to be the 15th in a few minutes, actually. And this is a common problem. It's been going on for who knows how long, probably forever. The topic we'll be covering today is how to save a dog from pain. Yes, I do mean pain. Physical, mental, and maybe even the life. Alright? So, a dog is commonly bought, during the holidays. Of course, we had the pandemic, and people were buying dogs left and right. But besides that, for many years, a common thing is people will buy things. And common things that they buy are dogs during the holidays. It's unfortunate. It's been going on for a long time. And unfortunately, no matter how much we get out there, the information to people, it's going to continue. But hopefully some of this information will come across some people, and we will save some lives, save some pain. Now, you're saying, what are you talking about? Buying a dog during the holidays, it's not safe, it's not painful for a dog or anyone else. Well, that is actually untrue. I wish it was true. There's a small percentage that is true, but unfortunately, it's a lot of cases it's not. So how are we giving the dog pain? First, we gotta figure that out to figure out how to not to do it. All right. So first thing, sorry, I was just looking at the clock. So when you adopt a dog, and let's say you just like, oh, that cute dog is so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And, you get the dog for whoever, let's say your family, your kids. But, lo and behold, the dog grows up. And that will happen very quickly. It doesn't take a short amount of time like kids. I mean, a long amount of time like kids. So it takes many, many years for a kid to grow up from a baby, correct? But a puppy does within a year. A puppy could grow almost full size, if not full size, within that year. And this is something that people do not keep in count when they're buying their dog. They see a cute puppy, but they don't see the future dog that's in front of them. So, I've actually seen this firsthand, that family had brought up a husky. And Huskies are very high energy, most of them. And I've come across some very low energy Huskies too. But Huskies are high energy. They're bred to be high energy. They are bred to travel for a long period of time in the snow. Can we agree on that? All right. That's what they were used for. That's what they were bred for. That's what their body's built for. They're very small, compact dogs. And don't get me wrong, some of them are bigger, but they're very compact and they're very strong for pulling the sled. So this family got the dog and for their kids, and guess what they did? They did what I just mentioned. They saw a beautiful, cute puppy, and that puppy grew. And guess what? They did no training. The dog was double the size of their kids, and they had no control over the dog. The dog didn't have any bad behaviors, so the dog didn't bite at the kids or anything like that, but the dog did jump. The dog did have the size and weight over their kids, who were still pretty much close to the same size as they were, 6-9 months before when they got the puppy. They pretty much got the pup. They bought a puppy at the pet store, probably 2-3 months old, and then the dog grew another within the next 6 to 9 months, close to a year. And guess what? That dog's fully grown, and they couldn't control that dog, so they called me in to do training, and I didn't see any reason why the dog couldn't be trained. But their way of dealing with the dog was basically tie the dog to a doorknob, and that was their way of dealing with the dog, because the dog would jump on the kids, and the kids were half the size of the dog, or small, lighter than the dog, and half the size of the dog. And the dog didn't mean anything. The dog just wanted to play and knock the kids over. So I see this so many cases. People see one of the most common things is if you see a new movie that just comes out, and guess what? That dog is going to be one of the dogs that's going to be purchased around that time. And unfortunately, most of the dogs that are purchased because of that breed, because of that movie, are returned or given up sometime after. And that is due for many reasons, which we'll cover now. So, what would you guys think to be the reason? How about the dog is not a family dog? Just because it's a dog doesn't mean that it could be with a family, right? So I'll give you an example. Max. Yeah, guys, ever heard of Max movie? Well, Max was a movie about a military dog, and his handler dies, and then the dog goes with the brother, right? And it's all a nice story. The brother's a teenager, and he bonds with the dog, and this dog couldn't bond with anyone except for his older brother, and now it's bonding with him. Great story, great movie, happy ending, all that stuff, right? I think it had happy ending, I think. But the movie was really good, right? It's one of the movies I could watch. There's some dog movies I cannot watch. I'll be honest with you. I could see. I was in the police department. I seen dead bodies, but when it comes to dogs, I can't handle seeing a dog, even in the movie, die. But that's another piece I'm gonna be bringing down. I'll mention later on. But right now, I'm gonna stay on topic. I have a habit of going off topic. But anyway, so around that time, what do you think people are gonna do around Max? Oh, what a great dog! What a great dog! Let me get a puppy. And people get the puppy, and they have no idea what they got. They basically got a Maligator, which is a nickname. People in the sport world, in the police world, the military world, they call these dogs. It's a Belgian Malinois or Malinois. depending how you want to pronounce it. And the dog is nicknamed Maligator. Why do you think that's the name Maligator? Because they nicknamed them after alligator. What does the alligator do? Alligator bites. Alligator bites. That's right. So if you get a dog like that, depending on the breeding, you will have a dog that's going to bite and bite hard. And without the proper training, that dog could become very dangerous. So that's a very common case that families will see a movie and, oh my God, I gotta get that dog, I gotta get that puppy. I want that. And unfortunately, in this world out here, many people that breed these dogs, they don't do the right thing. They just want the money. They know they bred a good dog, maybe, or if they care, if they bred a good dog. But the money comes first, right? Unfortunately, once again. And they sell it to this family. Some time goes by, maybe even sooner, and they have trouble in their hands. This dog is biting them, maybe even drawing blood. It's biting the kids. It's biting the parents. What to do, right? And suppose, and this is going to another topic once again, but let's just suppose the breeder, the person that they bought the dog from, doesn't want the puppy back after it's bought. Now, a good breeder would take a dog no matter what age, no matter circumstances and the age. A good breeder. But let's just say that they don't. They don't even contact the breeder, or the breeder says, "No, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want this puppy." Believe it or not, it does happen. It does happen. It's sad, but I don't want this dog no more. I want the puppy. It's yours. You handle it. You deal with it. People don't know what to do, and they think the dog's safe, dangerous, and they don't know anyone that wants a dog. So the dog now goes to the shelter. And this is where the pain starts happening, people. Now this dog that was loved, taken care of, is now going to a shelter. Have you ever been to jail? Do you want to go to jail? Well, guess what? How it feels for the dog. It's a jail. That shelter is a jail. Even though you may not think of it as a jail, but that's a dog jail. You're isolated. Maybe the dog's with another dog, but you're not getting any love. You don't have a home. It's very cold, and they don't know where they don't know where they're gonna be. Agree with me or disagree with me? I don't care. These are my views. All right, so this is the dogs have no owner, no one to bond with. And now they're in this cold place, and they don't know what to do because the people that took care of this puppy, and this is not even just a Mally. Forget about Mally. I'm talking about any dog. I'm talking about German Shepherd. I'm talking about Lab. These dogs were being taken care of, loved as a puppy, and they have this beautiful home, and then now they're with a bunch of strangers in this cold place. Isolated, maybe have another dog in the cage with them, maybe, but most likely isolated, and they don't know what's going on. It's a living animal, people. Do you not think that this animal doesn't have any feelings? Do you not think that this animal has enough intelligence to figure something's different, something's wrong? Let's just, for instance, argument, let's just say this puppy has intelligence of I'm calling puppy, but let's say a year-old dog, 2-year-old dog, or even older, has intelligence of a young kid. Do you not agree with that? Kids know what they're doing. If you have a 2-year-old boy, 3-year-old boy, he knows who his mommy and daddy is. He knows who's taking care of him for all this time. Do you not? Please excuse my dry throat, overcoming a cold. But do you not realize who this? Do you not realize these dogs may feel the same thing? They had mom and dad, and now they're not longer around. Do you not think the dog's suffering by being in the shelter? People think that, oh, I'm going to do the right thing. What's the right thing? Oh, I'm going to put it in the shelter so someone else gets the dog. So now, your problems, your issues that you didn't address when the dog was younger, now, not only is that dog on its own, people, it's on its own. That dog is on its own. It's in the shelter. All right? They take care. They feed the dog. They take the dog out. And maybe some shelters and a lot of rescues and shelters will take care of that dog. But that dog's not on its own. At first, if no one does any rescuing and no one, depending on the shelter, that dog's not on its own. It's in that cage. So now that dog has those issues, all right, because the owner, the original people didn't take responsibility and didn't do the right thing, didn't do any training. Or how about even first, didn't do the research. So, let's go to research, all right? When you're going to buy a dog, number one, have the right reasons to buy a dog. Right? Simple. Right reasons. It's a purchase, but it's also a commitment. It's not like buying a car. I'm sorry, you could get rid of the car any time. You could get rid of that car. But a dog is different. It's a living animal. It's a living soul, in my opinion. You may feel different. If you feel different, that's when you don't get a dog. If you don't think that dog has feelings and has emotions and has more than just a car, don't get a dog. Simple as that. Yes, I am being that cruel. I'm being that hard because it's not right. So, going to research. Find out what type of dog will fit your life. Simple. Tip 1. What dog will fit in this one-bedroom apartment with me? What type of dog? Maybe a small toy dog. Maybe a chihuahua. Maybe a pug. Maybe a bulldog. Right? Those are small dogs. Or maybe I could do a lab. But guess what? A lab that's a little bit low energy. Hell, I always wanted a shepherd. I think I could make this dog work. I'm going to work this dog. I could fit this shepherd in this one-bedroom apartment. And I'm going to take him out every day and all that stuff. Fine. You make that commitment. You follow through. But make sure what you're heading into. Alright? So you have a small apartment. You have a house. Those are factors to take upon. Before I got my first dog, I didn't even get my first dog until I got a house. My folks were like, "You're not getting a dog. I want a dog as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember." They're like, "You're not getting a dog until we get a house." And guess what? We got our first house. At least when I'm around. And I'm like, "That's the deal. We're getting the dog. It's time. We're getting a dog." I'm getting a dog now. So you said when I get a house, I could get a dog. We're getting a house. I'm getting that dog. And I knew what type of dog I wanted. I loved. I did my research. I know more than I know back then, but still, I did my research back then for what I was able to do. So back then, YouTube wasn't really a thing. It was out there, but it wasn't really a thing. So I did a lot of research on articles and, I read a lot of stuff on the breed and stuff like that. But YouTube wasn't really a thing to really get a lot of videos and information like it is now. So I did my research. Alright, so do your research. What type of breed? What size? After that dog grows up, guess what? The dog's not going to be the same size as a puppy. That 3-month puppy is not going to be the same size at a year and a half old. It's not. You got to be able to know that you're going to go into something, and guess what? You can't change it. You can't make that dog, 90-pound dog, back to a 30, 40-pound dog. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So do your research. Number one, breed, size, energy level. When you go to the person you're buying the dog from, whether it's a rescue, a breeder. Now keep in mind, I have no objections from getting a dog from a rescue or a breeder. Dogs need both dogs need homes. There's a lot of people out there, and this could be another topic will be coming in the future, that everyone's like, don't buy, adopt. Don't buy, adopt. But suppose you need a dog for a specific thing and you can't take a chance of having certain qualities of the dog not be there because you want to adopt. In the dog world, there's two different things I could tell you right now. There's either the 100% emotion and love, and there's the what I need. I don't care what the dog is. I just need this. Okay, so give you a quick example. The rescues are like, no matter what the dog is, it should be able to do the job. It should be able to do this. No, it can't do this. You can't you can't bring out certain traits of a dog that doesn't have those traits. Okay, you cannot bring a dog that wants to do bite work. That dog doesn't want bite. Doesn't have the desire. You could teach it, but it's like, I really don't care. You could teach it over time, and it might get better. It might not. It might be a great dog to play tug with, but it won't do bite training, right? You might have a dog that is really great rescue, but it's insecure. Doesn't want to go near like a doorway. All right, so these are factors you have to take account of. Or you might have a great adopted dog. I seen both. I've seen great dogs that have been purchased by breeders, and I've seen horrible dogs that have been purchased by breeders. I've seen horrible rescue dogs, and pardon my expression, saying horrible. I mean dogs that have insecure issues, aggression issues. And I see awesome dogs that have been adopted. Dogs that have been adopted, maybe by the street and other circumstances, that have been better than that $3,000, $2,500 dog. I've seen it. So, research, people. Number one, research. All right. Number two, don't buy a dog that's not you're not getting for yourself. Don't get a dog. Don't get a dog for your Aunt Mary. Don't get a dog for Uncle Tom, your friend Alan. Don't get a dog. Don't get a puppy. Don't surprise them with something like that. Unless you absolutely know that if they don't want that dog, you're gonna take that dog. That dog that you think you're getting for your kids, guess what? That's your dog. You're the adult. I don't care if the kids are 15. You are responsible for that dog. Simple. You made the commitment to spend that dog's life with your life. As long as it takes. If that dog lives 9 years old, you used to go spend 9 years with that dog. Simple. Now, are there certain circumstances? Yes. Very, 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 very few, but yes. If that dog is attacking your children and there's absolutely nothing you could do, you're terrified, and you've gone through trainers and they cannot help you, then yeah, okay. That's a reason. I give you that. You want to protect your kids. But if the dog's jumping, the dog's pulling, the dog is this, the dog's that, come on, people. What kind of humans are we? How come we have to put ourselves more down by acting like imbeciles? Go and get your dog trained. Stop being so freaking cheap. Stop acting like you can't afford dog training. You can afford that nice car, but you can't afford dog training. That animal is going to give you, is going to be more love and more everything in your life than you'll get anything from anyone else. Don't get me wrong. I mean, no, I'm not talking about your kids or anything like that, but I am talking about I'm talking about people, your friends, anything like that. That dog is going to love you more than anything. Don't give that dog up. It's not a car. You buy a car, I like the way it drives. I'm kind of bored with it. I'm going to get rid of it a year later. Hell no, that's not a car. All right. So, if you're a parent and you get a dog for your kids, guess what? That is now your dog. If you have a significant other, that is you and your significant other's dog. You bought it for your kids, but guess who's responsible for that dog? You are. So, guess what? Like, those kids are not responsible to take care of the dog. They are not on top of it. They'll feed the dog. They'll take the dog out. Guess what? You are stuck with that dog. You made the decision to get that dog. And if your kids are not responsible enough and you're not on top of them for that, that is your responsibility. You don't give it that responsibility by handing it over to a shelter. Or please, do not do this. Do not start putting ads out on Facebook or Craigslist. Your dog is not a freaking toaster. Don't put your dog on Craigslist or Facebook. You're going to have people that are really, 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 really low-life scumbags, pardon the expression, that are going to do horrible things to your dog. All right, they're going to do horrible things. They're going to mistreat your dog. It has happened. It can happen. And it will happen. Don't do this to your dog. That dog didn't ask for this. That dog only wants to be loved and live a life. Don't put that dog on Craigslist because you are not responsible to take care of a puppy. You're not responsible to do the job that you asked to do. You will have a human baby. You'll go, listen, I'm going to throw it in the shelter. Or I'm going to put it in a box in front of this building and let them handle it. You don't do that to a puppy either. You don't do that to a human being. You don't do that to a puppy. All right, so this Christmas, if you do get a puppy, don't get me wrong. Puppies need great homes. They need families. But you have to make that decision that if you get that puppy is yours, not your 5-year-old kid's. He's not responsible to make sure the dog is walked 10 times a day as a puppy. He's not responsible. He's not responsible for this. It's your responsibility. All right, so for this end of the discussion, do not buy puppy. Do not buy puppy unless you're going to take responsibility for it. All right? This is Felix, and guess what? Keep on watching. Keep on watching. Or if you're on YouTube, keep on watching. If you're on my podcast, keep on listening. Keep on subscribing. I know I went on a rant, but do not buy a dog that you're not going to use. You're not going to take care of. It's not a car. Please give the dog a home. If you want to give the dog a home, buy, adopt, wonderful. But you're responsible for that dog. You are responsible to get training for that dog, to take care of that dog. It is not something I could take. Oh, I can't handle this no more. Let me give it to someone else. Because that time that you wasted and not trained that dog or helping that dog, now some other family has to deal with a dog, 90-pound, bigger dog, maybe even more scarier, might bite, might do whatever. All these bad habits because you didn't address it at the proper time. You gave it up because you couldn't handle or you didn't want to spend the money and training the dog. You want to succeed with this dog? Give it training. Help it get rules, guidelines. Be a leader and take care of that dog as if there's nothing else more special. Because these dogs are very special. All right, this is Felix. Take it easy. Listen to you guys. Talk to you guys next time. Bye. You've been listening to the Felix Rosado podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider giving us a positive review on iTunes or whatever platform you are listening to. If you want more content about dog training, health, nutrition, be sure to visit my YouTube channel, Dog Train Beyond. But if you need immediate help, contact us at Dog Train Beyond website, and that is www.dtbeyond.com, www.dtbeyond.com.